Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Today, you and I are going to uncover why a lot of startup businesses actually does not grow. And today we're going to uncover three reasons as to why some of them fail and what you can do instead. So if you have a business or if you are thinking about creating one, this is definitely for you, my friend, and welcome in. It's good to have you. Let me know if you're here watching live. And if you're watching the replay, would love to hear from you as well. This is an important topic today. So, this is coming from a guy who started his own business, failed his way forward, and went from zero to over $10 million in revenue. So I've learned a lot on the way. And these three mistakes I've also fallen prey to temporarily, but I got out of them. Sometimes faster than other times, but I did get out of them. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now speaking to you about this very topic. So this is important for those of you who maybe have a job, who want to start a business, or who have a business and who want to create more freedom. These are three things that I believe cause a lot of businesses to fail. Hi Lars, hi Boo, welcome in. Good to see you guys. Sina is here. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is an important subject, and not only are we going to talk about what those three reasons are, you will also uncover what to do instead, what I did instead that helped me. So again, this is not coming from a guy who just learned to talk about it or preach about it. There's a lot of those folks around these days. It's coming from a guy who actually went from zero to over $10 million, who learned a lot, who failed a lot, who uncovered a lot of truths in those fails. And that is why I'm here sharing this with you. Hi, Anita. Hi, Pia. Good to see you guys. I love that all of our Danish friends are here today. That is so wonderful. So let's dig in. Hey, Patrick. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. You and Vicky are having a great summer. So one of the first things, and Gert is here. Hi, Gert. Great to see you. Welcome in. So one of the first things, and Nemeta is here too. Hi, Hannes, the best mentor ever. And Nemeta, thank you for those kind words. I really appreciate you. Love that you guys are here and with us live. It makes it so much better. And any questions that you have on this, just type it through in the chat as we go along. These are important. This is a very important topic, and these three reasons are very important to work with, and so also to understand how to overcome, because the odds are if you don't, 30% of businesses fail within the first year, up to 50% in the first 3 years. That's not an accident. We are programmed to work against the laws of the universe, and yet success is for everybody. Everybody could have all the success they so richly deserve, so why don't they have it? They don't have it because we're programmed to think in one direction, and then we, on a conscious level, want something in the opposite direction. So I say I want better results, I want growth, I want freedom on a conscious level, but subjectively, you are programmed to violate the laws of the universe and the laws of our being. So the first reason I believe as to why most people fail in business, it is because they focus on the wrong end of the spectrum. There's a primary law in the universe called cause and effect. And there's an unseen cause behind every expressed effect. So when we say effect, we mean result. There's an unseen cause back of every result. And so you want more growth, you want more revenue, you want to earn more. Most people would. And if you don't, I'll say a silent prayer for you, because then you don't understand what the whole scheme of things is about. We're here. If God, the universe, is the creator, we're created in God's image, or the universe's image, then we're here to create. We're here to do God's work. We're here to create more, to be more, to do more, to have more. That is an innate impulse in us, and it is very healthy. That's why we set goals. That's why you most likely want a business or scale your business up. It's very, very healthy. So honor that impulse. So most people in business, they don't do very well because they focus on the effect, the result, the revenue, the money. That takes care of itself when you focus on the main cause. So what we need to do is to decide what effect that you want in terms of a goal, you need to be very clear on what you want as a goal. But then you need to switch your focus and focus on service, focus on the main cause, because when you do that, the effect will take care of itself. Boo says you can change that if you want. Exactly. I am, says Anime. Beautiful. So good. And let me know if you guys have questions around this as we go along. It's a very important subject and it's something I didn't understand in the beginning. But when I started understanding it, I created quantum leap after quantum leap, and you will be able to do the same thing. So the point is, you set the goal and then you actually forget about it. And then you focus on the service. Because when you build your service level up to match the effect, it will take care of itself. The effect will find its way to you. So in a world where AI is here and people are like, oh no, what's going to happen to my job? Am I ever? These are, if you focus only on knowledge, on getting things, yeah, then you'll be toast probably within the next 5 years. But if you focus on interpersonal relationships and you focus on being of service and you fall in love with helping your fellow human beings with whatever it is that your business provides, you will never have to worry about the effect. It will take care of itself. So my mentor, Bob Proctor, said something very wise to me one day. He said, Anders, fall in love with helping people and then use money to help more people. He said, most people have that in reverse. They, in their business, fall in love with the money and then they use people. That's terrible. That's violating the law. That's why they're stagnating. That's why results go in the wrong direction. And so for a lot of people, at least. So fall in love with people. Don't fall in love with the effect called money. Fall in love with people and being of service. The effect will take care of itself. That is the first thing. Like, if you want growth in your business, don't focus on the effect. Focus on the main cause. Fall in love with providing valuable service. The effect will take care of itself. It's a natural law. You cannot have one without the other. So it's easy to think and to say, I'm going to do that. But look at most people's behavior. They're in the getting game. They're good little go-getters, and we tend to reward people who say he or she's a go-getter as if it's something positive. In my opinion, it's not. It's people who violate the law. Go-getters. Let's be go-givers. Let's be good little go-givers. Then the effect will take care of itself. But the people who have the energy inverted, who just focus on getting, they are toast in this new economy. There's no doubt about it. But the business owners who keep focusing on service, keep focusing on giving, and falling in love with helping more, they will never have to worry about where the effect is coming from. It will always take care of itself. Let me know if you guys resonate with this, and if you have any questions. It's great to see that you guys are here live. And the second reason as to why a lot of businesses fail is that in the mind of the owner, it's they have to do everything. And the truth is, we have to create a mental shift. That's what I teach a lot of our clients. Many people think that, let's say they are a dentist. Let's say they're a dentist. Most people say, I'm a dentist, I do the dentist work, which is really hard to scale. So what you want to do is create a mental shift saying, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a successful business owner that sells dental services. Now, the service does not necessarily have to come from you. Yes, it comes through your company, but maybe you've attracted team members that helps you execute on the vision. So the second reason as to why a lot of businesses fail is that the company owns the owner. It's not the owner that owns the company. There's a big difference. And for a lot of people, they don't prioritize working on their business. They're stuck working in it. And something I've been guilty of in many phases throughout my growth journey. But I realize every time I've taken time out to work on the business, to work on the vision, the direction, the expansive thoughts, that's when the next growth phase will come. But most business owners think they have to do everything by themselves. The truth is, yes, you have to do it by yourself. It's your vision, but you cannot do it alone. We all need help. And we need to make sure we don't just stay self-employed in our a self-employed worker in the business. That's most business owners. They do everything themselves. They think they can't afford to delegate it. But something I learned along my way is you have to do it, you have to delegate it, or you have to ditch it. It was Bob's 3 words of wisdom, actually. Do it, delegate, ditch it. So do it if you must, delegate it preferably, or let it go completely. But you have to decide, because you can't do everything. And as an owner, your job is to stay with the vision. You can get so good at this that your work is very it's mostly mental in nature. And actually, this is a dialogue for a different day. It's just coming to me now, and seeing it. Maybe we want to do a separate video on that, but about values, the value ladder. We want to make sure we provide value at a high enough level where it's not so much physical implementation. So one way you can get out of that is to stay with to remind yourself of those 3 words: do it, delegate, ditch it. The more you delegate things, the more flow you will have in your life, because you realize you do it with other people. Your job is to hold the vision, and then you will attract people that will help you execute on that vision. I love my team. We're the best team in the world, in my opinion, and we create together, we collaborate together, and we make real magic happen together. Anders isn't doing it. I'm doing it with my team, and they're doing it with me, and we're unified around that mission in helping millions of people lead better, richer, and more fulfilling lives. But we're all working at this together. And so what you can do to really lean into that is to 10x your goal, because when you do that, you cannot keep working the way you are now. You have to work from a different energy, from a different consciousness. It's all in consciousness. It's all in consciousness. Animeta says, I have a question. I want to sell, but I think I'm scared to talk to the people I know I can help. Why? That's a great question, Animeta. You want to completely let go of the you-focused energy and fall in love with helping them. You know in your heart of hearts you can. So place all of your focus on them. I was scared in the beginning too. I didn't believe in me, but I believed in my mentors' belief in me. So believe in my belief in you, Animated, and just look for people you know you can help, and engage them in conversation around where they are, where they want to be, and why they aren't where they want to be. And then a natural need will arise. And out of that natural need on their part, you're going to naturally lean into that and come with some suggestions, and now you're actually helping them. So I've been there many times myself, but that's really the antidote. That is the the medicine in that situation. Gert says, so true, especially seeing it. Yeah, we have a dream team. We have the best team in the world. We really do. And these are heart-centered, beautiful angels here on the planet that are just here to help you expand your consciousness. And I'm so grateful to work alongside them every single day. So the point is, when you're working in the business, you are stuck, you cannot grow. When you take time out of the business, and the best way to do that is to go somewhere different. Go outside, go on a retreat, go on a small vacation, go to the park, extract yourself from your physical little realm, and then get creative, get into the 10x energy of that goal, because now you are working from a completely different frequency. It's not an implementation frequency, it's not an implementation energy, it's a vision energy, and out of that vision is where great ideas come. So that's the second reason as to why a lot of businesses fail, is that the business owns the owner. It's not the owner that owns the business. Another way to say that, it's the tail that wags the dog. It's not the dog that wags the tail. And we want to make sure it's the dog that wags the tail. Otherwise, we'll be toast in a pretty short amount of time. Let me know if you resonate with this. Hi, Fleming. Good to see you're here. That's so good. Good to see you guys are live with us. We're doing these every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time here in the US. That's 3 p.m. Central European time, and that's 7:30 Central Indian time. All right. So the third reason as to why most business owners are stuck and can't grow is they have this perfectionism thing locked up in their head. Their left brain, in other words, is running the show for them. And now what we have to realize is that momentum happens. You cannot expect more until you start being more. You can't have more until you are being more. What does that mean? That means you have to think new thoughts, feel new feelings, and that state in your mind triggers a new set of actions. Now, if you're trying to force yourself into an action, into a new action pattern, it won't work. And then you're going to go back and think about, is it perfect enough? Is it right? What if this? What if that? But if you're in the energy of your goal, if you have fused with the idea intellectually, you fused with the idea emotionally, the actions will spark a new action pattern. And so now you're not forcing yourself, you are letting yourself getting emotionally involved. And all of a sudden, you'll find that you start taking action more naturally. Because the truth is, nothing happens in the analysis paralysis state. I know you can recognize this, where you're like, you're measuring, is it right? Is it perfect? Is it this? Is it that? It's ambivalent. It's a negative energy. It's a restrictive energy. It's very, very unhealthy. But when you allow the universe to respond to your actions, when you act out of that new frequency, the universe has something to respond to. That means you're actually failing yourself. You're failing forward. You're failing forward on your way to success, and you have to be willing to fail. But you don't become a failure until you stop trying. Most people have that messed up. They think they're a failure because they missed the target. Most big sports stars miss the target more times than they actually hit it. I know I've missed the mark more times than I've actually hit the target. And I know for a fact that if I am not willing to fail, nothing out of any consequence is going to happen. There's actually an interesting study. Let me see if you resonate with this. There's a study of pilots in the Second World War, and they found out that the pilots that took the most risk were at higher odds of survival, whereas the people that took the least risk in the air, that avoided risk, they were usually shut down. And I think life is the same in many ways. You have to be willing to take calculated risk and fail forward. So if you're stuck in perfection, there's a really good affirmation you can use. I'm so happy and grateful now that I act before I'm ready. Because the truth is, you will never be ready. But you need to learn how to get out of that state. And when you are in the mental state, when you fused with your goal, you are emotionally connected to it, then you start acting. Nothing can beat it. So I remember one time I had built an illusion that illustrated time and how time is relative. And I spent 13 years just conceptualizing it in my head. And the idea had been percolating in the back of my mind for so long. And I called up my illusion builder, Tim, and I said, Tim, we're going to work on this illusion. I have to illustrate it. I want to illustrate it. And I want to illustrate it at Bob Proctor's seminar. He invited me to speak often at his events. And I wanted to illustrate how this decision in time goes both ways in time at the same time. It's a big concept. We could do another video just on that. So I'll leave that for now. But the idea was that we built the illusion once, it failed. We built the illusion twice, it failed. We built the illusion 3 times, third time, it failed. And it kept failing. And we finally got it to work. And I got to the event in Los Angeles, and 10 minutes before we went live, and live meaning not just in front of the audience, live meaning 120 countries live streaming, watching this live, it failed again. And I just started praying. I'm so happy and grateful now that the solution finds its way to me now. One of the technicians backstage asked me, do you have a problem? And I said, I do. I have a problem with this thing here. And he goes, I'm an expert in that little electric circuitry thing. I can help you. And so we fixed it 3 minutes before we went live. But I was willing to fail. I was willing to fail in front of 120, not just 500 people in the audience, but 120 countries live streaming. So if you're not willing to fail, you just don't deserve success, like my good friend Bob said. So you want to think that you want to think and you want to integrate the idea that you act before you're ready, because you'll never be ready. So make sure that that becomes part of your habitual ways of looking at yourself, your new self-image. You take calculated risk, you act before you're ready, and when you do that, you will start perfecting things. You'll start learning. Learning is not thinking. Learning is taking a concept, applying a concept, acting on a concept, and seeing the change in the end result. That's actual learning. Everything else is just, yeah, spending time thinking, I guess. Pia says, what if you're not qualified to solve tasks for a new customer? Then you build your skill set up. Yeah, there's nothing, there's not another way around it. You have to qualify yourself. I believe there's two things we should work on every day, not just some days, every day. You and I should work on ourselves, on our mindset, working on developing us as a human being, on up leveling our standards, our self-image, and everything else, habit patterns, and just general understanding of how the laws of our being work. And then we should elevate our skill set in the industry that we're in. We should work on both at the same time every day. No excuses. And if you feel like you're not yet qualified to help somebody, connect with somebody that's qualified, refer them to them. That's good business energy. I love referring people to other people if they're not a match with what I do. I have no ego in it. I know that professionals create, it's only amateurs that compete. And so the more you refer to others, that energy comes back to you. And that's a beautiful thing. Let it all happen in circulation. So if you don't feel you're qualified yet, pass that client or customer along to somebody that is, and then you go attract more that you can help. That's as simple as that. But most people use the law of relativity against themselves, meaning they relate themselves to somebody that's further, somebody who's more skilled, and then they will say, oh, I'm not so skilled. Oh, poor me, that's not good. I'm not good enough, la, 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 la. What if I lose the customer? You can't lose anything. You just attract more of what's already yours. Like you already connected to everything there is, so you're not losing anything. You're contributing to growth. Right, so pass it on to somebody, and then you'll attract from a different. You'll attract more and better. But again, most people relate themselves to somebody who's further along. Relate yourself to the person you can help. Now you're utilizing the law of relativity for your benefit. Most people use it against themselves. It's a negative, subjective program that they've got going on. They always put other people on a pedestal, saying they have all the skill set, they are so good, and it's just little me. It's terrible. It's a terrible way to treat ourselves. We should use the law of relativity for our own benefit. And a good way to do that is every night before you go to bed, you write out 3 things you were really good today or you achieved really well today. Were meaning you were grateful, you were graceful, you were giving with your time. So every time you acknowledge your gains, you're using the law of relativity for your benefit. Most people are either in the gain or the gap. Most people are in the gap. Very few people are in the gain energy. This is a Dan Sullivan concept, and I love it. It's the gain energy is where you constantly measure your growth. You keep looking back to where you were, relating that to where you are today. You will see tremendous growth. And I know, Pierre, for you've achieved tremendous growth. So keep relating yourself to the person who you used to be. Now you're utilizing the law of relativity for your own benefit. Thanks for the reply. I might be misunderstanding something, but how does taking chances without feeling ready, then preparing, then being qualified relate? Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. So you have that conflict going on between, if I'm not qualified, I can't act. But that's not true. You can. You qualify yourself as you act, and you keep perfecting your skill set as you act. So these are not two mutually exclusive concepts. You can unify them. You build the skill set as you're acting and then test it out in other realms until you see how you're getting better. That's how I would do it. So don't intellectualize this, Pierre. Just get in the energy of what you really would love and then act on the impulse that comes to you through your intuition. Your intuition knows that you should act on certain things. Your paradigm blocks you from doing it. Act anyways. That's the key to it. That's what I meant. So I hope we're on the same page now. All right. So that affirmation again is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I act before I'm ready. And as you do that, as you train yourself to keep executing, you will build your skill set. You will get better at it. and you will start attracting more opportunities to you. So there's three kinds of people in this world, and I think we'll wrap up with that. Let me know if you guys have more questions around this, because it is an important subject. These topics can seem simple. They're relatively simple to understand, but they're not as easy to integrate. If they were, more people would have better results. It's just that simple. I More people are stuck than ever before. More people are confused, frightened, and there's never been more opportunity in the world than there is right now to create, to be, to contribute, and just working with these three concepts will help you a lot. Per says, oh, now I see it. Thanks a lot for the great answer, Jonas. Per, I appreciate you. Thank you for raising the question. I think we all learned something, so thank you. So there's three kinds of people in the world, like Earl Nightingale said. And oh, by the way, we have something exciting coming on Friday that we're going to make known to the world. So if you're in our community, make sure you become part of our Facebook community. We'll link to the groups here in the description, in the English and the Danish version, and we'll reveal something to actually, make you able to do something we haven't done for over 2 years. It's going to be great. So Earl Nightingale said that there's three kinds of people in the world. There are the people that make things happen, they make fast decisions, and they act based on an intuitive hunch. There are the second group of people, and they think about making things happen, and they think for a long time. They think and they think and they think, and they are in that analysis paralysis, stuck in perfection mode. They keep thinking. And there's the third type, and those are the folks who reach the end of the road thinking, what the heck happened? Don't be that person. So there's the people that make things happen, the ones that think about making things happen, and the ones that get to the end of the road and say, I wonder what happened. If you are in business or want to get into business, make sure you review this video a number of times. These three keys are keys I've extracted myself that's enabled me to go from zero to over $10 million, not by accident, by failing my way forward, by understanding that there's a set of laws that we either adhere to, work with, or subjectively work against. And look around, look at how most people in business operate. They're focused on getting, they're not focused on giving, and that's why they lose. They're focused in on the analysis paralysis trap. They don't think they're ready, and they will never become ready. And they're also stuck in a vicious cycle of the company owning them and not them owning the company, because they work in the business and not on the business. And that is where all growth happens. All right, guys, and I want to leave you with this. As always, make sure you stick around, make sure you watch other videos on this topic. We have plenty of them on our channel by now, and it will be a good thing to do. Go watch them, let us know what you think of them, and join us again next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern for our next session. And if you have good suggestions for topics and things you would like for us to bring up, let us know, and we'll be more than happy to do so. It's not who we are that holds us back from anything we want in life. We know that. There is perfection within us. What's holding most people back are all these illusions of who they think they're not. All right. Bye for now, and bye, Get. I'll see you in a little bit.